these white folks see us as thugs. I don't care what y'all think. I don't care if you think you a lawyer, if you a man, if you an African American, if you whatever the fuck you think you are. We thugs niggas for these motherfuckers.
I'm thuggin', my niggas know I'm thuggin', I'm thuggin', my bitches know I'm thuggin', my niggas know I'm thuggin', my bitches know I'm thuggin', my niggas know I'm thuggin', my bitches know I'm thuggin', my niggas know I'm thuggin', my bitches know I'm thuggin'. I love it, this trash shit, man, I love it. I'm serving grams in public, cause nigga, I'm on my fuck shit. I'm thuggin', these niggas doing nothing. My gun is getting rusty, I think I got it busted. My money, bitch, go get my money. Bitch, what's so funny? You ain't get nothing from me. You buggin', I'm buggin', you know I don't do no loving. Bitch, you know I'm fucking, these hoes just wanna cuff me. You know me, all I wear's Versace. 40 Glock, I pop it, so please don't tryna knock me. They subbin', I heard these niggas subbin'. They better keep their heat, because all my niggas coming. I'm thuggin', my niggas know I'm thuggin', my bitches know I'm thuggin', my niggas know I'm thuggin', my bitches know I'm thuggin', my niggas know I'm thuggin', my bitches know I'm thuggin', my niggas know I'm thuggin', my bitches know I'm thuggin', all my niggas blooded, getting money constant, new faces I don't trust it. My money, I swear I need my money. You better
check
not
one, check two.
Butterflies right in his tummy. He nervous. No, I keep the hammer, nigga. I will blame ya, and I won't give a damn, bro. You know it. Money always blowing. I don't like to brag, but nigga, I can show it. She home when she blow me at the shows and rolling dope and smoking and passing to my phone. Shit, they frontin'. Bro, niggas be frontin'. Cops think that we in it, but them pigs knowin' nothing. I'm thuggin', my niggas know I'm thuggin', my bitches know I'm thuggin', my niggas know I'm thuggin', my bitches know I'm thuggin', my niggas know I'm thuggin', my bitches know I'm thuggin', my niggas know I'm thuggin', my bitches know I'm thuggin'.
Thug life, I mean like a little bit, then thug life like a lot. These is my thug life, niggas.
10 seconds and the music's off.
Music's off.
Music's off. You're
you guys
on.
go.
Okay, how you doing, everybody? This is Rockland World Radio, NMS Youthology Hour. Rockland World Radio, NMS Youthology Hour. We have a talk show today. We're talking about the hot topics, the VMAs, Miley Cyrus, all the different people, Kanye West, okay? And call in 845-353-2910. We want to hear from you. Let us know what you think about these people that are on the TV today. Okay, so you want to talk about something that was on your mind this week? Something about some of the rappers that were on the TV?
I don't really listen to rap.
Okay. And so what are you saying?
I like the modern genre.
No, one at a time. Go ahead.
Well, I like dub stuff.
Okay, well, you got to explain what that's about.
That's how. No, that's what it's about.
Is it from California? Where is it from?
It's everywhere. USA.
Okay. And so it's playing on the radios right now, right?
Yeah, probably like a sound radio.
Okay. And so when did it start to play on the FM dial?
I think they originated from 2008.
2008.
It's just sound. That's all. It's just like sound, like just.
Okay.
Yeah, basically a song, but they remix it with basically funk and vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what other type of music are you listening to? Because there's so much type of music on the radio.
Like artists. like artists.
Artists, music,
Tyler,
different types,
Tyler,
genres.
pretty much Tyler the Creator, Awada.
You got to speak into the mic so people can hear you.
Oh, Tyler the
We can
Creator.
hear him.
Okay.
Pretty much like Tyler the Creator, Awada, Childish Gumbo, Earl Sweatshirt,
Mhm.
stuff like that. Shit like
Okay.
that.
All right. And who are some of your favorite artists on the radio today?
Tyler the Creator.
Okay. All right. Okay. And tell me, what kind of music do you plan on creating while you're here in New York?
I want to make pop music, and
Mhm.
you know, I want to make R&B too. I guess I want to. I guess
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I just want to do it.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know.
Just
Just random stuff, Yeah, I just random want to do shit. random stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you consider yourself a creative person?
I guess so.
Okay. All right.
Dark.
Okay. And what exactly is that? Explain that for the viewers who don't know.
What? Oh, creative.
The dark music you were telling me about before.
Oh, viewers. I guess everybody. If we ever get to do, you know, that we'll do good.
Well, no, explain it to the viewers. They're sitting here. Don't waste their
Oh.
time. Explain to them
Okay.
what you're talking about. This show is about them, not about me. So explain to them what you're talking about. I want them to see what you're interested in.
Just making music. Just. I don't know. Just a lot of. I want to do screamo rap too.
Okay, and what is screamo? Explain that for the audience. Not everybody knows.
Oh, Oh. it's just screamo.
Like screamo.
You ever heard except for I just want to rap it
Like
in a rapping style. Eminem.
like it's screaming,
no, not
right?
Eminem. Don't That's
Mm-hmm.
he screamo no, rap. screamo, no. I mean, it's That's just screamo just rap, screamo, though. but then rap at the same time. It's just like you rapping, but it's screamo type.
And
Eminem was
what
loud and
rapper
stuff.
does that? Like
Eminem.
Eminem?
He does Tyler screamo rap. Creator. Tyler the Creator. He did something Eminem. like that too.
Okay, and who created screamo rap?
I don't know. I don't know. We don't I really just know. like doing it.
Okay,
Yeah, it
Oh,
just
Mm-hmm.
came.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just I don't even know if came
Oh,
out.
out.
That's a word. That's a word I made up.
that's a word you made up. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And we just like, you know.
So in California, they call it screamo rap, correct?
We just need that word up.
So you made it up. Okay. So what would you call it, Jeff? What Eminem does?
Hardcore rap or something.
No, let's let him have the floor, because I gave you the floor and you're not giving me what I need. So what do you?
Like for Eminem, throughout the years, they said he's the lyricist.
Mhm.
So I think that's where everything stemmed from with him.
Right.
So it's like all his verses is it's in order.
Mhm.
It's like when he says something first, you know exactly what's gonna come second, third, fourth, and so on.
Right.
So that's his overall approach.
Right.
I don't even know why he brought up Eminem. It's screaming, just screaming, like just screaming rap.
But
But
an
rapping,
audience
like, I guess
someone
who would-
listening
like,
in a
something-
foreign country would need an example. You
like
gotta give us an
something
example.
like, for example, like Ty Creator, just for example, one song like "Who the fuck I look like," but just screaming, but rapping, or just screaming.
Right.
That's all. Just turn. It's just club, I guess.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
What-
it's like high volume then.
Yeah, like hardcore rapping, I guess. If that's what you. I don't know what that's rap. I don't know what you call it.
Like, it's like anything that comes to mind, you just spit it out real loud. Is that
Yeah,
what you
just
mean?
like screaming. Yeah, but we'll write it down though. But
Now the rock group that we saw Friday, were they doing some of that type of music?
no, there was No, no pop music. there's don't no know pop. that rap. I don't- I don't even know that rock group. I was just jamming, I guess. I don't
Dancing
know.
and anything that we
Because, you know, some
listen
people just go to a club and or go to wherever, just,
Stand there and just.
I don't care. I just still jam to whatever. That
Did
wasn't,
you
that
consider
wasn't,
them good music? I mean, everybody was.
I mean,
well, the music that was playing, those was covers, so, yeah, of course it was good music. It's just like me going to a club playing covers, and it's covers, you know.
Yeah.
But the music they had, I guess it was, I wasn't listening to it. I was just,
Yeah, we couldn't really tell if it was
it was
their
kinda
music or not
screamo.
because he's playing random. You know, then they playing covers. Like we couldn't tell if there was their music or not. Like you know, we don't know if they was making covers. You know, we don't know.
Right.
We don't listen to that much.
Well, you sure were jamming like you.
Yeah, like
knew what
we was just doing
going on.
anything. Yeah,
You
we
guys
just,
was.
oh yeah,
It
but they
became the life
played.
of the party, jam.
Oh yeah, they
Everybody's
played.
taking pictures with them, and
They
you
played
know.
the last song that was theirs because they said we gonna play something different. And that's how I know it was
Okay.
their song. But that's how you trick the whole party because they played a bunch of covers and they said we gonna play something different. Then I guess they want to see if everybody's jamming to it. I don't know. I was still jamming to it, but it was more screamo too, like how they was playing it.
Their
I was-
music, right?
Yeah, that they made,
Right.
but guess that was their music. So they was all right though. Like they knew how to perform good.
Right. They had a Facebook message up behind them. Did you guys see that? It's like wild.
Oh yeah, I saw it, but I didn't
Yeah.
care.
I wasn't. Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't really wasn't paying attention. I was just jamming,
Okay.
getting girls to twerk. And all
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about the new movie that's out, Jeff. Everybody's talking about this phenomenal movie with Dr. Dre. Tell me what you think about that. Compton?
Straight out of Compton.
Yeah.
Basically, it just gave a brief history, or maybe a long history on that area of California. Just an overall upbringing and like how they started and where they are right now. So
And did you grow up listening to any of that music?
yeah. I mean, not that one only, but yep.
Now,
Pop, country, so on and so forth.
so tell me, you're originally from Jamaica, but you lived in New York. I was not in New York at that time when all that music was going on. Did you hear a lot of that type of music here in New York, like on the radio back then, or was that
Like back then, I didn't hear a whole lot,
a lot of that? Yeah.
but I'll say since the early '90s going on, that's when more got some radio play.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay, we're going to take a quick little break, and then we'll come back in about 5 minutes. Thank you. Rock and Roll Radio.
If you think for one moment I don't have the balls to send a man out to die, your instincts are dead wrong. I've no compunction about sending you to your death. But I won't do it on a whim, even with your cavalier attitude towards life. I want you to find Goldeneye, find who took it, what they plan to do with it, and stop it. And if you should come across Audemars, guilty or not, I don't want you running off on some kind of vendetta. Avenging Alec Trevelyan will not bring him back.
You didn't get him killed.
Neither did you. Don't make it personal.
This is what it sounds like when guns cry. Yeah, four shooters, golden eye. On the strip, if you a crumb, then they gon' let it fly. Four shooters, golden eye, golden eye, golden eye, golden eye, golden eye. Catch a crumb, then we gon' let it fly. Golden eye. This is what it sounds like when guns cry. Four shooters, golden eye. On the strip, if you a crumb, then they gon' let it fly. Four shooters, golden eye. If he's slipping, we gon' send him off. Tryna hit at me and my shooters, they gon' get pissed off. Crumbs playing with life, they gon' get ripped off. We see the back of their pants like crisscross. I'm a heavyweight, flee out Benidorms, I'm the regulate. Gotta hit it with me on every corner, that's four gunners with a metal cake. Catch a crumb slipping, he'll never skate. If he counting paper, that's a clean slate. And all of my young boys is hungry, so they start scraping and they cleaning the plates. It's a war, we catching everybody. We dropping bombs, kamikaze. You crumbs ain't with it, flea. If a bum slipping, he getting heat. Better back down when you see the fleets. This is what it sounds like when guns cry. Four shooters, golden eye. On the strip, if you a crumb, then they gon' let it fly. Four shooters, golden eye, golden eye, golden eye, golden eye, golden eye. Catch a crumb, then they gon' let it fly. Lame niggas need to keep it up. Trust no man, keep the 30 tuck. Black mamba when I'm in the clutch, that 8 louder than a fire truck. I be killing shit when I'm switching flows. I be switching bitches like I'm switching clothes. Been hard-headed from head to toe. Skinny nigga getting all this dough. Fuck them niggas down, fuck with me. Talking tricks, niggas done for me. Smoke a nigga ain't no mystery. And anybody at the murder scene, they know why I'm rock with opposition. Hit 'em with 2 fists, rapping like it's Christmas. When my town had to cut the ribbon, every day I thank God that I'm living. Had to stay calling on my phone like I be at home. Maxing if I miss him, I be turning holes like I open doors. They be at my shows, I'm in love with pimping. Broke niggas can't afford to laugh. In the cut like a lumberjack. Dropping bullets and I'm coming back. Man, I throw them shits like a quarterback. This is what it sounds like when guns cry. Yeah, 4 shooters. Golden eye. On the strip, if you a criminal, nigga, let it fly. 4 shooters. Golden eye. Golden eye. Golden eye. Golden eye. Golden eye. Catch a criminal, nigga, let it fly. Golden eye. This is what it sounds like when guns cry. 4 shooters, golden eye. On the strip, if you a criminal, nigga, let it fly. 4 shooters, golden eye. Golden eye. Golden eye. Golden eye. Golden eye. Catch a criminal, nigga, let it fly. Yeah. All these crumb bums on IG be frontin'. They know who the realest is. Wave Gang and a mess. El Sizzle, stop lying. I'm hot now, come and take a pic. Flick, bangs full of that porch, never miss a sip. Sippin'. Flea, I'm just coasting. Crumbs follow me on IG to see if I'm just boasting. But yo, IG be lying. Yo, IG be lying. But yo, IG be lying. You a fraud for that can flick. But yo, IG be lying. Yo, IG be lying. Yo, IG be lying. And if you mad at me, then unfollow flick. But yo, IG be lying. Yo, IG be lying. Yo, IG be lying. You a fraud for that can flick. But yo, IG be lying. Yo, IG be lying. Yo, IG be lying. And if you mad at me, then unfollow flick. Yo, IG be lying. I fly without even trying. You ain't really bad at it, I highly doubt it. Talking all that shit you be buying. All this foreign shit that I'm rocking. All this fly shit that I'm copping. These thotties steady jocking as these Trump bums be watching. I do my thing, I do this shit. I does this shit, I does it. I been did what you didn't. I been stacking this chicken while these cameras flashing and flipping. That's photogenic flex. When it comes to stunting, I'm the best in. These crumbs ain't in my section. Free nigga, I'm reppin'. Wave Gang and a mess ho. My moolah stack like Tetris. Vintage bricks, that's old dough. Hey, El Sizzle, bitch, I'm a real dog. Been that. Take a pic, bitch, it'll last long. Woo. I'm hot now, come and take a pic. Flick, bangs full of that porch, never miss a sip. Sippin'. Flea, I'm just coasting. Crumbs follow me on IG to see if I'm just boasting. But yo, IG be lying. Yo, IG be lying. IG be lying.
Say hello again.
Hello?
Hello? Hi, who are we speaking with?
How you doing, Lena?
Hey, how you doing? What's your name? State your name.
Penman Thornwell. I'm the author of the book, Down the Mean Street.
Okay, that's great. I know Eve was speaking about your book when she came in from Florida. Can you tell the new people about your book, please?
Yes. The book is entitled Down the Mean Street. It's a true account of my life growing up in Detroit, Michigan, coming from the infamous Zone 8 neighborhood.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about the book and your life.
Okay. It's a true account. It's my life growing up in Detroit, Michigan, in the Zone 8 neighborhood. That was the west side of Detroit, where drugs was a common denominator of a life of criminal activities. And the people that from that neighborhood grew up to form a gang called YBI. which we took over the city of Detroit during the 70s,
Wow.
selling heroin and cocaine. It's my life. It's a true story.
Wow.
I'm sorry to be laughing. I'm blown away by what you're telling me. And this is a true story, right?
Yes, it is. Anything in the book could be verified by the Detroit News or the Detroit Free Press.
Wow.
There's no make-believe in this story at all.
And this is why you want me to develop this movie, right? Turn this into a movie?
Correct.
This would be phenomenal.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
And the theme of the book, once I finish, is crime doesn't pay. And, it's not worth it. I'm a motivational speaker. I've been invited to different high schools and stuff to talk to the youngsters about their participation in drugs and criminal gangs and things. And it's really not, it's not worth it. And I'm not proud to say that I grew up on the wrong tracks, but I did change my life. I did 15 years in the penitentiary in totality, two separate bits.
Wow. So,
And,
so 15 years in prison,
15
huh?
years in prison? Who?
correct.
He did 15.
Oh,
The
wow.
gentleman calling.
You did prison? Man, that makes
That's
you
a
wanna,
long time.
That makes you want to clump your butt cheeks up.
That's a long time. Wow. And how did you survive that? I mean, that's a long. A lot of artists come on this show and they tell me they've been locked up for 10 years. One gentleman told me he was locked up for 20 years.
What?
Yeah, his father and his brother are locked up for life.
Right now, as we speak?
Yes.
They're in
yeah.
the cell?
Yeah. So
Cell,
I'm just trying to figure out, how do you survive 15 years in a cell? Tell us about that. Take us there.
Okay, well, like I said, Lena, I didn't do 15 complete years. I did 5, 7, and 3.
Okay.
I guess
separate bits.
Wow.
And I admire the young fellows today that have survived. The prison life is like a school where you just practice and you think of your next criminal act once you get out. It's really.
wow.
I wrote my book when I was in prison. I wrote my book in 2007.
Dear Lord.
And when I got out, I published it.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Do you guys have any questions for him?
Yes. You can talk through. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. And you said you've published your book in what year again?
In 2007.
All right. Was you writing your book while you was in prison or somewhat?
Yes, I wrote the book while I was in prison.
All right.
When I got out, I published it.
That's deep. That is deep.
That's deep.
Wow.
That's like some Biggie Small type stuff. Yeah, Biggie Small.
I don't mean to laugh. I don't want to sound insensitive. My mind is just blown.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand.
You have to laugh at it because it's over. What else can you do?
That's true.
Yeah, you can't mumble.
You're right.
Past,
You're right.
And, sometimes you just have to take a laugh, and have a blast. And sometimes, if you want to crash, go to sleep, pick up some soap, and wash your back. And
oh yeah.
But yeah, basically what he's saying is, that's just the past. To look forward. I mean, because we all have passes, behind
True.
us, bad.
True.
And all we have to do is smile and look forward.
That's very true. And another thing I have for you, what do you have to say to the youth to try to inspire them not to sell heroin? I know somebody right now who is bragging about selling heroin, and she's gotten a couple of artists that I know, twisted up in the game, and I'm just trying to find out, what can you suggest to these young people to keep them from selling drugs and going into jail and becoming incarcerated?
Well, thank you for asking me that question, Lena. And my response to that is that the young black entrepreneurs, if they can have the guts, though, to sell that whatever they're selling illegal, they could put it into a legal commodity and be more successful, and they don't have to look behind their back or wait on the police officers or facing the penitentiary or death, that they can legally go out and get a legal commodity and distribute it and sell and be a CEO of a company or something.
Yeah.
That they can take that ability and that mindset and do something concrete with it.
You know.
I think you're correct. Thank you for that information. The gentleman next to me, he wants to be a businessman one day. Yeah.
Well, I want to do a lot of things. I want to be not just a businessman. I want to be a entrepreneur. And I want to be a song maker too. I want to make mostly music. I want to make dub stuff. I want to be a DJ too.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
I just don't see there's no point in selling marijuana. Well, then again, because even though there's a dub in that, there's a plus in that, there's also a negative in that also. There's a lot of risks when you think about that you're taking. You don't know if you're selling weed to a police, the very second, because everybody's going to look the same. When you think and then what happens, you go to prison for that.
True.
You're just thinking, why did I do that? When you think about why you sitting on the bed, the reason why some people do it though, is because this world is money hungry, and you need money to survive in this world. So at the same time, you can't go get a job, but some jobs don't hire you. So you get tired of looking for jobs that they won't hire you, and you need a hustle. You at the same time, you can't really. A person told me that you can't talk about another man's hustle. Like you can't talk bad about it, because at the end of the day, he's trying to hustle. He's trying to make a living with himself. He have no other living. I never sold weed, so I can't say at that end of the day, but.
I understand what you said, and I respect what you're saying, and I actually agree with what you're saying. But in the introduction of my book, I tell about how society have actually took the young attitude, and by them throwing the glamorous light in their face, knowing that it's impossible for them to accomplish these things, makes a person go into crime to do and to try to gain money, because that's the life that's been glorified and thrown in front of them. So they kind of push the youngsters today into participating in criminal activities. Do you follow what I'm saying, Lena?
Yeah, I agree with that 110%, because people glorify it. I mean, for example, I'm originally from Denver, Colorado, and now they've legalized marijuana there, but a lot of the people that I know that are in Colorado are very angry about it, because they said the people are so drugged up that people are dysfunctional in the streets. Just like here in New York, a lot of the homeless people are so drugged up, they're causing a lot of crime and stuff. So just because they legalize something doesn't mean that it's right. So I do agree with you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Prime example is liquor. But you go to jail for DUI, you can go to prison for it, but they sold it to you.
True.
True.
It's a mixed message that they're sending the youth, and they're glorifying and glamorizing drugs and alcohol, and some people, everything within reason, can make sense. Okay, say if you're somebody who just smokes a little bit of marijuana, but you're at your house and you're watching a movie. Well, I would prefer you to sit there and watch a movie and enjoy your marijuana. But to go out and do a whole lot of it and drink and take prescription drugs and then go and drive a car 80 miles an hour, you're going to kill somebody.
Right.
Definitely.
So if you could do it responsibly, that's okay. But if you're going to go out and harm people, well, that's when we all have a problem.
Correct.
Yeah. So I agree with what you're saying, and I'm glad that you're trying to help the youth to go in a different direction, because you've already gone in that direction, and you saw what it did for you. It put you behind bars for so many years of your life when you could have been doing something productive for yourself and your family and society. So I'm glad you're here to tell the story, because there's so many new people I see in the newspapers, even up in the area I live in, and they're wealthy kids. They have degrees, and they're getting busted for selling heroin.
Too spoiled. That's right.
Spoiled. That's right. And it's sad, because they could be doing something productive to help their community, even if
I
they
mean,
are rich or something.
That's not even that. It doesn't mean. I mean, just because you're too spoiled, like that doesn't tell you that you can just go out and smoke weed or do all the other stuff. I mean, but that's their body, so it's what they do. Nobody can control it. They shouldn't. Personally, I think they should get in trouble. In trouble for smoking weed.
You say you think they should?
Shouldn't.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, it's their own body.
Yeah, it's their body.
I mean, if they're selling it, I mean, I guess there should be some sort of illegal, stance to that. But I mean, if they're smoking it themselves, I mean, it's their body. I mean, if they wanna like swallow, like swallow oil, like it's their body. They shouldn't be sent to a hospital. I mean, they should, but you know what?
You're saying that if they're responsible enough, their body, it's freedom. But I do agree with you to a degree. Like I said, if they're doing it and they're not going to harm anybody, but if they're in a car and they're speeding and acting erratically, which I know people who are on cocaine and heroin and speed, and they're driving cars and they're drinking and they're popping pills, and like it's so bad that they can cause so many accidents. I mean, no disrespect. Look at poor Whitney Houston and her daughter. They were so talented and beautiful, and look at that waste of life. I mean, for what reason? I saw Whitney when I was a child. I admired her, and I saw her high on cocaine when she was a young woman, very young, before Bobby Brown.
The girl.
And everybody likes to hide and pretend as if Bobby Brown got her coked up. She's been on coke for many years before Bobby.
Right, definitely. Before she met Bobby Brown.
Yes, and Bobby couldn't afford cocaine. He was a weed smoker.
No.
He couldn't afford what she had. She came from, royalty, music royalty, with mansions and things like that. He had never seen that type of wealth.
Exactly. So, and Lena, you're the first person that really brought that out. Really. Everyone, they put her on a pedestal, and you're telling it actually like it is.
Oh,
I really respect you for your opinion.
Oh,
too.
yeah. Well, I'm somebody who's very honest. A lot of people don't like my honesty. I give it to you raw. I keep it real.
Keep it real. Yes, you do. I love you for that, Lena. I really give you all the respect in the world for that.
Thank you. But it would be great if we could hear more stories like yours and try to save a lot of the children in the streets and the adults who are just, dying by the droves. And it's such a secret. Everybody covers it up, especially in the rich areas. They like to hide that their children are all coked up and, doing heroin and freebasing. And they act like this is a poor man's problem. But a lot of the rich kids are dying as well, and they're also turning into schizophrenics because their brains are being destroyed by the drugs.
Correct.
And I know a lot of them, so that's why I say people need to do something about it.
Okay. Also, Lena, I wanted to mention that I'm a certified drug counselor. When I got out of prison, I got certified, and I started counseling at Sobriety House in Detroit, Michigan.
That's awesome. Isn't that wonderful? Give him a hand, everybody. Very.
Thank you.
Awesome. And what made you decide to become a drug counselor and save people's lives?
Because of my addiction. The last part of my life, for 18 years, I was on crack cocaine. And I mentions that in the book. I went from down and down and down, and then I got on drugs.
Wow.
Like, when you're on crack, like, do you see, like, characters and stuff? No, that's
like, cause you see SpongeBob walking. That would be kind of awesome, though, but...
Like, no, I'm serious. That's when I see say, like, if you do that stuff,
come on close up and give him doctor and stuff and pat you.
No, but I mean, yeah, I will understand what he's talking about. It's just like a punishment. You'll get tired of, being punished from like your parents for like, getting suspended or something. So you'll just change and you'll try to do good, and try to encourage other people to, do good.
Right. But so you're asking him if he saw SpongeBob and other characters.
See like illusions.
Did you illusion when you were?
Well, no, I wasn't. I didn't see that.
Oh, okay.
But no, actually, well, you got to understand, I was on cocaine. I was on crack, and not a chemical version of it.
Oh,
Okay.
But I always had money and was getting money. So, I was addicted and never thought I was addicted because I had so much cocaine at my reach.
Wow. That's serious. That's serious. And
Yeah.
what decided, what was your breaking point where you decided, I don't want to be a cocaine
No,
addict
that's a
anymore?
beautiful question, Lena. I really like your style and the answers and questions that you're asking me. What broke my crack cocaine addiction?
Yeah.
Was the penitentiary.
I know, right?
Wow.
You get stuck in that. You get stuck in that shit.
Lena,
That was
I'm
good.
being
That was
truthful
good.
with you. I'm only being truthful with you.
Wow.
I
That's
didn't
deep.
get off crack till I went to the penitentiary. Going to the penitentiary was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Wow. Wow. That's serious.
Okay.
That,
Yes, that was on the day of my arrest in the city of Detroit, and all this is in the book, Lena.
okay.
When I was arrested, when the police officers arrested me, I told them, and I'm quoting, "Man, I'm so glad y'all caught me. I've been up for 7 days. I ain't ate, slept, or ate.
Oh
All
my
I've done was
gosh.
smoke cocaine." And I went and got in the car. I left the officers dumbfounded looking at me while I went and got in the car.
Wow.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Well, I've been in jail. I haven't been in prison though, but I've been in jail. And I know when I was from the judge, he gave me like 3 months one time, and I was just like, I wasn't like boom, but I was just like relief. Fuck, I don't want to do that. No, I didn't feel like doing it. So when the judge was like, you had about 7 years, how'd you feel? Was you happy or would you
Just gave
feel
up,
like
relieved or something.
punching that judge in the face like I did?
No, it was a relief for me. I had been wanting to get off of crack. I couldn't get off of it. I had been in 6 rehab centers. I mean hospitals. I was trying to get off, but I was out there.
My brother, he was relieved. No, he was relieved.
Remember, no, listen at me. Remember what I said.
Yeah.
I just told Lena that the best thing ever happened to me was I went to the penitentiary.
Right. Because that saved your life, right? Like, you might have had a heart attack and died, like,
Exactly.
or something.
Yes.
Okay.
Please, definitely. I was smoking $500 worth of crack every day.
Wow. Wow.
Wait,
Okay.
repeat that?
Yeah.
$500 worth of drugs per
A
day.
day.
Per day.
That's serious.
I can get with that.
That is serious. Wow.
Is it true? Cause from the movies, how they be walking down the road,
Powder in the mouth.
Yeah, did you have powder on your face when you was walking? Is that true?
Is it true that they're asking if you had powder on your face when you were walking around on drugs?
You want a fish ticket on your way? Oh.
What he's talking to?
I got one. I'll drop her.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I just wanted to know that the young gentleman here just asked, did you have a lot of powder on your face when you were doing the drugs?
Did I have a lot of powder?
White powder on your face?
When you walking on the road, you know how you see some people.
parodies or something.
Yeah.
Smoking crack. Powder does not go on your nose when you're smoking crack.
Oh.
No, exactly. You understand this. I was addicted to cocaine, crack cocaine. And that has nothing to do with the powder form.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm glad you cleared that up.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought he was. I was picturing Dave Chappelle when he imitated. Okay, where he had powder all over him. But no.
Very true. You got everybody rolling right now. Everybody's in stitches.
Okay.
They're having a good time with you. And
all right.
being that you were, a drug counselor, what is the most addictive drug, in your opinion, that people should avoid? Crack cocaine.
Crack cocaine. Yes. There's nothing more addictive than crack cocaine.
That's so scary. And it's amazing, that you're saying this, because the thing is, there was a gentleman here in this audience. He's a millionaire. He plans on helping us with our company He's a phenomenal guy. Lives down the block from me, and he was telling me out of nowhere. I don't know why he decided to tell me this, but he was sitting here a couple weeks ago, and he said that he spent over $3 million trying to find the same type of feeling that he got when he first tried crack cocaine back in 1982. So
Okay.
I did not even know that that drug was that old.
Okay. Well, now, Lena, I started smoking crack cocaine in 1979.
Wow.
Now, listen at what I just told you.
Yeah.
I told you I spent $500 a day for 18 years.
That's a lot.
Okay?
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. And that young man that you talked to that told you that,
Yeah.
that's exactly what it is.
Right. And
That's what you
actually,
do.
I'm being nice when I say 3.5, but he actually said a much larger number, and I just don't understand how he's still walking. But by the grace of God, he's still here. And,
Well,
you
yes.
know.
Lena, I want to make this comment.
Okay.
That it's the grace of God that he's still there. It's the grace of God that I'm having this conversation here with you, that I'm writing books, that my mentality is still there and I'm functioning.
That's right.
And I praise Allah, God, whatever you want to call it, the higher power, because I was blessed. See, I've been shot. Lena, I want you to read the book. I've been shot twice in the chest. I've had contracts out on me. I've been beaten, and I've had all my fingers broke.
Wow.
You know, I've lived a life of crime, and I've been blessed, and that's why I wanted to counsel. That's why I'm considered one of the most down and hardcore drug counselors that it is, because I'm talking to the person's mentality. It's a cognitive behavior that creates this addiction that we have. You know, usually we as black people don't start using drugs because we have a problem. It's a way of life. It's being entertaining. It's being socializing. It's what's happening. That's how we get involved and start using drugs. It's not because I couldn't get a job, so I'm going to start smoking crack. You know, my bill is due, and I don't have it. I'm going to start smoking crack. No, we socialize. The drugs is introduced to us.
So it's like a fun thing. It's like an activity, like
it's
sports.
A fun thing. It's an activity. Yes, we're getting together. We're using drugs. And then it gets serious. You didn't know that fun thing was going to turn into a serious thing.
Okay, so these gentlemen have a question for you each.
So
okay.
Do you only talk to black people? No, he did say something about black people.
Oh no, I think he's just making a generalization that he feels that that the black community likes to have a party with it. I don't think he's saying he just talks to black people.
Yeah.
Right. And what was your
because I was gonna say smoking weed. I wouldn't say that smoking all the marijuana isn't the way of life, because or is
he's talking about crack cocaine. He's not talking about marijuana. That's a whole different ballgame.
Someone offered me cocaine one time.
Well, Lena, all drugs is you start off socializing. When they get together and smoke weed.
Yes, it was like a group.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
Someone offered me cocaine one time.
Gotcha. Yeah, because when you walk into a party, you see the cocaine on the table, or you see everyone passing a blunt, or they're rolling it, or they're selling it. You know.
That's the thing. Someone offered me cocaine, and it was last year, and it was like some sort of kickback that I went to.
Wow.
It was like a party, and I turned and I said, no, I don't do that stuff. That was weed, Captain. No, well, I don't know what that was. Somebody said they put Molly in my drink one time when I didn't realize. Cocaine. Molly I don't know what that is. Drunk. Well, whatever.
Well, actually, I saw there was some Molly in some liquor. They were sprinkling it in. They were sprinkling it in
I was drinking
at a party I was at, and the people were so out of control. They had females turning tricks on people in a special room. I know you saw that, John, right? We all freaked out when we went into New Jersey, and it was just really, really frightening to see. And I thought to myself, I said, these girls must have AIDS because there was no protection, and they were totally ripped out of their minds, turning tricks. There was like an orgy going on in one room. Well, they were given Molly, and they were bugged out of their minds. And I was so disgusted. I could not believe that that promoter invited us to that party. I never had any respect for him again.
Right.
You know, and he was a rich kid. He was wealthy, doing well. I didn't understand why he was inviting all the young people to come and destroy their brains, you know, so that he could make money. I was so disappointed with him. But
you know, there's a new. Excuse me, Lena.
Yeah,
you know,
go
there's
ahead.
a new killer drug out called Flocka. Have you heard of it there in New York?
Flocka. Has anybody heard of Flocka?
No, I don't.
Well, it's a killer drug out here in Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, and it's rushing across the country.
Wow.
And it's a synthetic drug, and they saying it's really destroying people, and that's the new crave right now.
That's sad. That's sad. And what does
It's
it
called
look like?
Flocka.
What does it look like?
It looks something like crack or meth. You know, it has that appeal.
Is it colored or is it white?
It's white.
White.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's horrible. It's horrible. And there's so many people out here, you know, turning people out with drugs. And
Yes.
they make it look really cool to do drugs. Sometimes they slip it into people's food, into the drinks,
Right.
it's at the parties. And really the drugs destroy the mind. Like all the people that I know that are schizophrenics, they used a large amount of drugs before they became schizophrenic. So I'm wondering if there was something, you know, a connection to that. And we were wondering if there was some kind of connection, because every schizophrenic that I know told me they were doing acid, they were doing crack, cocaine. So maybe there's some connection there that the doctors should investigate to help try to keep people off of, you know, drugs so they don't become mentally ill.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, by me being a drug counselor and studying the effects of drugs on the human body, you know how the government have a program of like someone's on crack, they give them a 90-day program.
Yeah.
And, you know, well, they do that. That's why you have so much relapse, because it's totally impossible for someone to quit smoking crack, to go into a facility, in 90 days they let them out.
Wow.
You know, the crack cocaine addiction, really, the craving for it starts 6 months after you are off of it.
Wow.
That's when the craving actually starts.
Wow. Wow.
And you get muscle spasms and things. So they knew that the 90-day program doesn't work. And this is why they start blocking people from using insurance companies that were going in, doing a 90-day program, and then they were relapsing.
Wow.
But they knew they were going to relapse.
So it's kind of like a money racket then. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
That's very sad. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Which would explain why the gentleman that used all the crack cocaine and spent all that money, he told me he was in and out of rehab constantly, and his wife left him, children, everybody. He couldn't.
Definitely.
He couldn't function.
Correct.
Wow. So what would you recommend to somebody besides the penitentiary that wants to get off crack cocaine?
That they get with a serious counselor, and they have to start, actually, that's something that innate in them they want to get off.
Okay.
And then they start actually correcting their cognitive thoughts. You know, that like I said, the craving is going to come.
Okay.
But you got to, what it is like one-on-one therapy. where you're sitting down and you going over and you're realizing what condition you're in, what led you to that condition, and that is the drug that you have to fight.
Wow.
And stay away from and give up your old playground. You can't just go socializing with people that you used crack with before and stuff because that craving will kick back in.
Wow.
You have to change your lifestyle completely.
So you got to change your friends. You got to change everything that causes you to use. You've got to get away from it, right?
Right. You got to find a new playground.
Wow. Now, I knew this one couple they were using together in the city, and they also were doing other drugs. They end up with AIDS, and then they passed. But every time they were out of a rehab, they got back together, they started doing drugs again. What do you recommend for those couples that like to do drugs together? What do you recommend, especially if they have children together?
Well, they actually would have to actually want to stop using together.
Okay.
So it would be hard for them not once they're intermingling again, or once they're together, they're gonna find that craving or those thoughts are coming back.
Okay.
So for a couple, that's a hard question, Lena. I'm not gonna say. That's a hard question to ask because you don't want to split the people, but they're going to have to separate.
Sure.
They're going to have to separate, definitely. I didn't want to say that, but they would have to separate. It would be impossible because either one is going to lead the other one back to usage.
Right, understand. Jeff, do you have any questions for him?
Yeah, the separation, I agree for the couples.
Okay.
Because if they're together, more than likely, they'll just get bored and say, okay, let's do this, and then they'll be right back at it again. But when they separate, they have their own minds to themselves. So it's a different thought process. So the separation would be one thing to try for the couples. I mean, there could be other things too, but I don't know. But what you said about the separation for the couples, that'll be fine. But the question is what time frame. But I'll say the separation will be a starting point for the couples.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Do you agree with Jeff?
Yes, I do. Definitely.
Yeah. I've just seen the drugs ruin the lives of the children, and I've seen where both parents are incarcerated and the children are in foster care. And sometimes even the relatives, the children were maybe crack addicted themselves, when they were born. So the relatives don't want anything to do with the children. And it's just such a sad thing. You know what I'm saying? It's so sad. Which is why when I see people talking about, hey, let's sell drugs, let's make money, it makes me angry because I think about all the children I've seen who have no parents. I've seen about all these people who have AIDS. They're homeless. There's people who are dead. I mean, I just think we all as a society need to learn to have empathy for each other and be each other's keepers. We are our brother's keepers whether we like it or not.
Right. Yeah. Well, Lisa, I also told you that we started a game called YBI in Detroit.
Yeah.
Me and my best friend. YBI stood for Young Boys Incorporated, where we actually was the first gang to employ 12 and 13-year-old kids to sell drugs.
Oh, that's so deep.
And
wow.
And now I'm not proud of that.
Right.
And I later disassociated myself with them, but I was one of the people that started it. Okay. And we used 12 and 13-year-olds at the time because there were no drug laws on the books.
Oh.
For kids when they got caught with heroin.
Oh, wow.
When they got caught with cocaine. They went to juvenile and they called their parents and released them to their parents.
Wow.
So that's why we started that.
Oh. So in a way it was like a brilliant idea But
Exactly.
gotcha.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
We passed out bags of gold chain, put them in jackets that were called Max Julian, and put them in $100 gym shoes. Back at that time, they were Adidas gym shoes,
Gotcha.
and that was the uniform.
Wow.
And we gave them pistols, and they took over the drug spots throughout the Detroit area.
It's amazing. That is amazing. We're definitely gonna be telling that story in a movie. And
Okay.
I was talking to the gentleman who I told you had the addiction, who wants us to produce movies for him. And I was telling him about your book as well. So with that being said, I want to thank you for calling in and sharing your story. I hope that a lot of people take it to heart and try to do something legitimate in society instead of always taking the easy way out and selling drugs and guns and all kinds of, and selling females and all kinds of nonsense. You know,
Correct.
we're put here on earth to do something much more important than those type of things.
Definitely.
Is there anything you want to say before we wrap up the show?
Yes, I would like all your listeners I'd like to plug in my book once more. It's Down the Meanest Streets by Pim Thornwell. It's a Jamila publication edition, and you can get it on Amazon, or you could call me, and I will send you a copy of the book. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much. And I just want to
Thank
thank
you, Lena, for inviting me to your show.
Okay, you have
Thank
a great
you very
day.
much.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Okay. And now we're going to wrap it up. We want to thank you for watching. Come back next week from 7 to 8 p.m. We're going to have a whole new special segment for you. This is Rock and Roll Radio, NMS Youthology Hour. And what do you want to say before we go?
You know, what happened today inspired me. You know, inspired me more not to, do drugs or somewhat, because, that's deep in what he went through.
Absolutely.
It just tells me that, I don't want to go there because I'm not,
You're better than that.
Yeah, I'm better. I'm way better than that.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. See you next week.
So
You don't want to face it there, Jeff.
he said pointed the other guy said pointed.
You don't want to face it towards the empty audience. You want always. Okay. Yeah. Never towards the audience.
We just need more work on.
Okay, you're getting better. Okay.
See, I'm married to the game, I'm in the wedlock. Rollie ain't set yet, but I got a master time clock. Yeah, a fleeing nigga with big knots. I drop stacks on belly shoes, the dead stocks. Combinations and padlocks. So keep guessing, you'll never get the cash out the stash box. Dawn life, we dominating your territory. I'm Mr. T with the jewels, count them on inventory. But I never worm in the 7th floor, cause in my city, darkness falls, and that's a scary story. Yeah, these bombs don't know fly. My go down fried, load 'em up. This is what it sounds like when guns cry. One time for the Bronx and Queens. Yes, all of me see. I wear polo boots, bump the Timberland brand, and all my guys sip crew, free Max and Rep. This that Bronx bomb, Don 186 flow, with the rays on the face. Young time before you know. This that risky biz, Breakfast Club, or that pretty and pink. I'm a young fly duck, too smooth to be a criminal. Homage to MJ, got him leaning low, like Chubby and Game Face. Mixtapes, they don't make them like that no more. And I never ever seen a good rap before.
When he turned it over there, did